So our next presentation is from the Technical University of Irkutsk, the capital of the wonderful Baikal Lake. So Professor A.Okhotin, the chairman of the Department of Mine Surveying and Geodesy, he will inform us about their experience on the private-public partnership in the education of remote sensing. So please give your presentation.
Guten Tag, Damen und Herren. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Сайн баянцхан уу, Улан-Батор дага. Здравствуйте всем.
Hello again. I'm not going to make a long introduction about myself. You can read it on my new badge. And I would like to start my presentation with a motto that the might of Russia is going to be incrementally growing by Siberia. If you don't believe me, ask Adrov. You remember in 2002, they organized their first meeting in Irkutsk, and see what happened out of that meeting. It was just basically a startup company who didn't know how to call their products, and now they're a globally known company. The only problem they have is that they're not having presence in Antarctica yet. So what is Siberia? What is Irkutsk about? What is this magic soil giving birth to such magic flowers? Irkutsk is not a small area. That's how many square kilometers we occupy. For you to understand, this is almost like two sizes of Germany. If you look at the map, you will see that Irkutsk region is located in the middle. Irkutsk is the capital of Siberia. And if you want to find out with many companies, you see their logos and names here. It is no shame to enumerate all of them. We have constant contacts with them. And our main principle is don't give us money. Don't give away your money to us. Like if you give, of course, we'll take. But we ask them for job, meaning that we'll make those money ourselves. In this way, we start to practice our skills, and we make money on our skills. A bit of background for you. As Viktor Adrov told you initially, we bought the first land scanner. I thought now the life is going to be good. Now we can retire. This is the peak of technology. We thought that now we can make serious money, and we couldn't be any farther from the truth. It turned out that the land scanner was only one small beginning step, just like photomod. When they thought that one developed photomod, they can rest on laurels and do nothing else. But it is a wrong approach. So we started to provide a new service called land surveying for 1 hour. Russians know about this, maybe not foreigners, but any mining company in Russia can work without a director, without an accountant, but never without a land surveyor. Without land surveyor, they're not going to dig for anything. They cannot dig deeper than 1 meter. They need a land surveyor for that. That's why all companies can afford to have such specialists. Not all of them can afford to have such specialists, and that's why we told them if they're going to dig in a small sand pit, even they come to our university, we sign a contract, and Rostechnadzor, the main control agency in Russia, would agree with that because we're authorized to do this work, and our land surveyor doesn't need any salaries. Doesn't need to be a permanent worker, doesn't need to have a kindergarten for his kids. You see our small van. This is our, we call it land surveyor's ambulance. We can always come to the place where you need it. You get statistics and get your profits. So this service is provided now to about a couple of dozen of enterprises working in our region. And it's only the senior students who are authorized to do such servicing. The laser scanners, and we have quite a number of them now, we use them to do a lot of projects, mostly for mining companies. I will show you now some pictures, which are well known to you, I'm sure. And we do them quite easily. And it is mostly our students who develop such images. Now, another service that we provide is development of 3D models of industrial companies. Right here you can see the gold mining factory. They have a lot of equipment there, and they started to have doubts about whether it stood right. And they asked us to come in and ask whether those supporting walls were standing right, and it was hard to do it in a regular, traditional way. We used the scanner when we went around the factory, went inside, and this is the cloud of points that we generated as a result of this work. Then out of this cloud, we removed all the necessary redundant things, all the walls and equipment, and we have this supporting girders. And this is the picture known to all engineers and constructors. After the customer saw this picture, they signed the acceptance act right away. We also do some 3D modeling for industrial sites of mining companies. We do them, but in real life they use only as a visualization aid. All the directors love it very much to look at their estate, to look at their property. But so far they're not using it for design work. Anyway, we're still happy to know that we're trying to promote this knowledge, and sooner or later people will get used to it, and there are already modern software when these 3D models can be uploaded into this new environment, and new reconstruction design projects can be developed as a result. When people are talking about land surveyor, who is that? They say, well, land survey is like a regular surveyor but underground. Well, it is true to a certain extent. When the lower we go, the higher we want to go. You understand what I mean? I want to get into the air, get airborne. That's what we want. And we started to use not planes, but rather small UAVs. We have two of them at the moment. We have one UAV plane, and we are quite proud of having one scanner UAV, like helicopter. We are looking at light aircraft already. You see, we have commissioned a well-known test pilot in Russia. He's sitting in the back. Maybe he's the best in Russia, in the world, maybe. And now we would like to show you our good helicopter, which we assembled. We found this UAV helicopter in Switzerland, then going to the actual manufacturer, we collected. It has 17 kilograms of payload capacity, but you have to put in the inertia system and the camera and memory block, but we couldn't do it. I mean, originally we couldn't do it, but now we can. And we'll show you a number of pictures how we do this. This is the terrain where we did the flybys, and this is where we launched our helicopter, and thus we acquired our pictures. This helicopter is already airborne this season and is taking images, and in autumn we're prepared for next conferences. If we are invited, we can show you the real data already. Its altitude is about 200-250 meters, and this helicopter can stay in air for an hour and a half. The breadth of swath is equal to the length of the flight, so we can take an images of a number of square kilometers. How to process it? That's a matter of technique. We can do it for linear objects whenever the helicopter is flying. It should do the loops over. As a result, the length of flight is increased geometrically. But here with helicopter we can easily do the U-turns and scan everything. Here you can see our team and myself. When I show my feelings and our students do the actual work there, they deserve all the credit. And a few pictures how we launched our helicopter in Irkutsk. Everything worked well, and this year, again, for the first time, for production purposes, we launched this UAV, which we bought in St. Petersburg, Russia. And there are no limits to our exhilaration. Well, of course, there are problems, but we had the survey area of 40 square kilometers. Everything is in accordance with its with the specs, and we paid back our costs doing on a single project only. We what are we looking for? It took us longer than anybody else to get here. It was a 10-hour flight. What are we looking for here? Of course, we're looking for new technologies. And please make a note of this. You remember about a motto that Russia is going to be mightier because of Siberia. Like in Europe, there is nothing else to take images of, but all your technologies are still applicable in Siberia. Just give us these technologies. Our department is no longer buying software, we are just given it. And if we're given any equipment, we buy it with great deduction. We're not simple users of this equipment, we're also teaching students who will be your potential buyers, and also deliver presentations at conferences, write interesting articles. So this is like a free of charge advertisement for you. I see Yuri Reisman is already almost prepared to give away his good camera to us. Can you imagine what great advertisement it would be for your camera in our region? We're still looking for new contacts, of course, and we would like our contacts to be, we'd like to be in touch more often. And recent Land Surveyor Congress in Germany, it was decided that next Congress will take place in Irkutsk, Russia, and we expect about 600, 700 people and miners participating at this Congress, all requiring new technologies in land surveyors. You understand that we have very good fertile land where you can put a stick into and you get a beautiful orchard of flowers of your success growing there. Thank you. Thank you for your report and presentation. I only can tell you that I think it was this long trip from Siberia was worth it for you. And indeed, now I wish to go and visit your place to see how you work, showing this great love to what you do. How you talked about your area and region. If you come to us, of course we can invite you, then you will experience same mutual feeling toward us. Thank you very much. Would there be questions for the speaker? No questions.